But let's now talk about the cues that you need to track as we get into a fresh trading session. We have our research team to prep you up for exactly that. Nigel, Rima and Surbhi all join me now. Guys, a very good morning to all of you. And Rima, let me come to you first. We were just going through the global setup. This is not a good first trading day for Wall Street.
No, absolutely not, right? Nasdaq down close to about 3/4 of a percentage point. So Wall Street has started day one of calendar year 2023 trading on a negative note. The principal concern came in from Tesla, which was down nearly 13% after it missed its third straight delivery estimate, despite offering hefty incentives to its biggest market. Tesla's 2022 production was up 47%, but it's lower than its own guidance of 50%. So all this spooked the street, and Tesla, of course, was under pressure, dragging down the rest of Nasdaq as well. The dollar index has seen a big surge, currently at 104.5. Just last week, we were at 103.8, so there has been a sharp increase seen in the dollar index. Crude prices, on the other hand, have tumbled. Last week, we had inched to levels of 86, now down to $82 per barrel. The global data to watch, the December FOMC minutes, which will give greater clarity on this higher for longer ISM manufacturing data. For the SGX Nifty, as you pointed out, we are currently suggesting a lower start, down close to about 50-odd%. The Indian markets have been trading broadly in a range. Yesterday, we managed to close with marginal gains above 18,200. But for the last couple of days, the markets have been getting to levels of 18,250, 18,260. It's hitting it, touching it, but it's unable to conquer it and see follow-on buying after hitting that level. So that continues to remain a bit of a resistance level for our markets. Flows yesterday were still muted because many of the global markets were still reopening. People were getting back to their trading desks. So today will be the real deal. But yesterday, the DIs bought 350 crore in the cash market. The FI sold 628 crore. So the net institutional was a sell yesterday. Back to you.
All right, Rima, thanks a lot for taking us through all of the cues that we need to track. But let's also talk about the individual names that we should have on our radar today. Surbhi is here with that entire list. And Surbhi, just like yesterday, today could once again be a lot about the financials.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of companies came up with the Q3 business updates. The first one is HDFC, where the loans assigned are up 19% on a year-on-year basis and down 3% sequentially. And the dividend income is up 147% on a year-on-year basis at 482 crores. Next is Punjab and Sindh Bank, where they show robust gross loan growth. Deposits are up 9% on a year-on-year basis and gross advances are up 17%. IndusInd Bank, where the loan growth is at a 12-quarter high, deposits are up 14%, and the CASA ratio is at a 7-quarter low at 42%. Vedanta also released their Q3 production numbers. The total aluminum production is down 2% at 566,000 tons. Zinc India is up 1%, and Zinc International is up 32% at 70,000 tons. Avenue Supermart released their Q3 update as well. The Q3 standalone revenue is up 25% on a year-on-year basis at 11,304 crores, and the total number of stores stood at 306. NTPC, the company starts its first green hydrogen blending operations with PNG network. And lastly, Railtel will also be in focus because the company received orders worth 186 crores from Southeastern Coalfields for 5 years.
For bringing us that entire list of stocks. We are going to watch for all of these in today's trading session. And finally, we also have Nigel here to fill us in with all of the cues from the futures and options space. Hi, Nigel.
Well, morning. The Nifty yesterday, we went to 18,250. We tested that level a couple of times. We couldn't get past that. The Nifty Bank, that played a good role yesterday. In fact, that was relative outperformance. That looked pretty strong in trade as well. So that's what helped the Nifty end well in the green. The advanced decline ratio, well, it was in favor of the number of stocks advancing. But if we look at the crisscross lines towards the end of trade, they got closer to each other, telling you the number of declining stocks did increase and the number of advancing stocks did come in a little bit lower. What did the FIs do in the F&O market? Well, they added shorts yet again. Close to around 8,000 contracts is what they've added on the short side. And since the start of the series, it's just 3 sessions on, they've added close to around 25,000 short contracts, which takes the FI short positioning now to close to around 57%. At the start of the series, it was around 45%. This is not such a bad thing. You need some shorts in the system. That's what could give a bit of a bounce. The FIs in the options space, though, index options, well, they're pretty much positive because they bought more calls than puts. That was in the ratio of close to around 3:1. While, on the put side as well, they wrote close to around 30,000 put contracts. So that's heartening because telling you that maybe a bit of a base has been formed at the recent low, at least in the near term. What were they writing yesterday? Yesterday it appears there was a short straddle at play. What's that? The same strike, 18,200, the call and put, both of them are written. The premium between both of them is around 150 rupees, as you can see on the screen. So 18,200 minus 150, 18,200 plus 350. That's giving you the near-term range that straddle is playing for. The Nifty Bank as well, that was fairly active yesterday, and the 43,300 strike, that was active, and the premium is around 150 rupees. For me, the big point today is going to be the Nifty Bank holding on to that 20 DMA, and if that can happen, maybe in fact we're still in with a bit of a chance. Otherwise, breaking that level will be not very, very good news for the bulls. SGX Nifty suggesting a bit of a pullback. Back to you.
All right, a bit of a pullback at the start. So let's see how the trading session moves from there. Nigel, Rima, Surbhi, thanks a lot for joining us and taking us through the trade setup. With that, it's time for our first short break on the show. But on this other side, like we told you, it could be a lot about the financials today. So we'll get you the details of Indices Bank and HDFC's quarterly business updates.